So guys, welcome to KDP series part 5. In this part of the series, you are going to learn how to design your book cover without being a professional graphic designer. So recently, a lot of accounts got terminated on Amazon KDP because the Amazon team discovered that many authors have very similar book covers. So why is this? It is simply because many authors just head straight to Canva to pull up a design template without making significant adjustments. Amazon updated their policy and said they don't want the exact Canva templates in their design without you making significant adjustments. Aside from the fact that people don't only pull up Canva template directly, most people get their images from free websites like Pexels or Pixabay without trying to adjust how they look, and imagine how many people will be using this exact image from this website. So one of the ways to fix this problem is by buying stock images or making a significant adjustment to free images you get on each of these websites. It is a must to now redesign every template you choose from Canva, and that is what I am going to show you in this video. So I'm going to show you how you can manipulate images, and you don't have to be a professional graphic designer to use this method I have prepared for you. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So the first thing we want to make sure of is understanding how you can combine the use of colors. So you want to make sure you make use of minimalist colors. And what do I mean by minimalist colors? Colors that are similar. Like you can just decide to want to use gray all through your designs and just use all shades of gray rather than just mixing blue, green, orange, yellow, stuff like that. So here is an example of a minimalist color, and here's an example of your multicolor that you typically see around. So that's basically what I mean by minimalist color. I'm going to actually make a very detailed video about the use of colors. After you now try to understand now the use of color, you then head over to Canva. I'm already in the website right now. So if you want to open a new file, all you need to do now is come to this place. You hit on create a new design here, and then you come over to custom size right here, and then you input the custom size you want to use. So for your paperback, you'll be needing 1410 by 2240. Make sure you set this as pixels. Very, very important, because there are other parameters you can set it as, but make sure it is in pixels, not these other ones. So now, after you've inputted these values, all you just need to do now is click on it, and it's going to bring a blank page like so. So I'm going to be redesigning that exact design you saw on my thumbnail. So let me show you from my past projects. So this is the design. This is the design I did. This is how it looks like. So this is the design I did that I showed you in my thumbnail. You can see how simple it is, but it looks classy. So we're going to use this as an example. Subsequent videos, I'm going to show you more advanced designs, more ways to design better book covers. But this is okay. You can actually start with this as a beginner. So now that we've done all of this, what you want to do now is to head straight to those free websites I mentioned earlier in the video. So we're going to be using Pexels. If you want to get more websites you can download free images from, then check out my Telegram channel. I'll leave the link in my description. I'm going to drop a full list of the websites you can get free images. Now, there are things you should consider when designing your book cover. The first thing you need to consider is that your title has to be bold. Even if any other thing is not bold, your title has to be bold. You need to make sure of that. You need to make sure that your title is clear enough. You use a very clear font and on and all. So you need to be very sure of that. Now, the second thing you need to consider is that you need to use a color that explains the title of your book. So there are ways around it. Now, for example, you want to write a book about cooking, yellow, red, and colors like that actually relate. You can actually relate with it if you are trying to read a cookbook, or if you see a book that has to do with cooking and all. So also you need to understand the use of space. Make sure your spaces are equal. You don't just make everything not proportional. Your book will not look good. You need to make sure that your spaces are equal. And other things again is you need to understand the use of fonts. Very, very important. You can't just use any kind of font when designing your book cover. All those things I'm going to explain in details, but I'm just trying to show you this so you can just start making book covers for your books. So subsequent videos, I'm going to be explaining all those things in details. I'm going to show you what you need to do to be able to be a perfect designer. So after that, now let's go to Pexels and look for good images that we can make use of. Actually, I downloaded some images, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to go back to Pexels and I'm going to re-download the images that I used the last time. So let me head over to Pexels and make sure this is set as photos, because you can also download free videos as well. So all I need to do now is come here and I search. You can see from my history, I have some images that I've used before. So let me just pick one of them, which is this one, which we are looking for, real estate. So what we want to do now, this is the one I used the last time. So this is the one we are going to make use of, which is this one. So this is the one we're going to make use of. So what I want to do, I already have it there. So if you want to download it, all you just need to do is come here and you click on this place here, and then it is going to download automatically. So now that you are done with this, there's another thing again you can do to make your design look unique. You can just get an icon that explains your design, because this one we just downloaded now will be going to the background. You're going to understand later when I start designing. So you need to get an icon. So all you can just do is just come over to Google and just type it's real estate icon .png. Please always make sure you add .png. So you are going to click it like this and you are going to look for an icon. You just head over to this place, you hit on images, and you're going to bring out all these images. So what you want to do now, this is the one I used. So make sure that the background is white initially, but when you click it, it's going to show you something like this. So if it shows you this background, after you click it, that means it is a transparent image. So now I'm going to just right click and then head straight to save image as, and then download your image here. So now that I'm here, so what I want to do now is, now this is what I want to work on. So the first thing I need to do is to import the images I just downloaded to my page. So now look at the images I already imported here. But what I want to do now is I'm going to just show you how I did it. So all you just need to do is come over to this place, you hit on upload file, then you search for the images that you used. You click on it like this, you hit on open, it's going to come straight to this place automatically. So you do the same thing for the other one. I think the other one is in download. So you check your download here, definitely. So you are going to do the same thing and you're going to hit on open. So now that you have your images uploaded on your Canva account, so what you want to do now is to start working. So how do you start working? The first thing you do, from the design here, you may have noticed that the image, this particular image right here, sorry, so this particular image right here is the background. So you want to click on it now, and there you have it. So what I want to do now is to expand. So now you've stretched your image like this to cover every area on the background. So what you want to do now is to add another square layer. And how do you do this? All you just need to do is head to elements. From elements, you head to shape and you select this shape, which is the square. You select it like this and it's going to bring this. So what you want to do now is to now expand. So what I want to do now is to expand till it gets to the end. Expand till it gets to the end. So now you just head over to this place now and then you look for the color and then you look for this blue. You change it to blue, and what you want to do next is you now head over to this and then you click on this transparency and then you reduce it like this. Let me just make it 80. That's that about that. So now you're going to, now that you're done with this, what you want to do next is to go back to your element again and bring out the shape like you did before. You change it to white now. You change it to white now, and then you adjust. When you see a blue line, you stop. You adjust here. When you see a blue line, you stop. You adjust here. When you see a blue line, you stop. And then you do the same thing here as well. And you stop. So what I want to do now is to bring in your icon. So now let's go back to our uploads that we uploaded all our icons, and then you are going to click it here. And then there you have your icon. So what you want to do now is just to make it bigger. So you can make it bigger like this and drag it to the middle. Make sure you see this cross line, this cross purple line. That shows that your icon is sitting in the middle of the book. You want to make sure your design is all your elements are proportional, or your elements are sitting in the right position to make your book appear okay and professional. So now you are going to free it. And what you want to do now is to change the color. Now this is a bit tricky. Changing the color of this, all you need to do is to head over to edit image on Canva. So when you get to edit image, what you want to do now, you just come over to this place and you type in duotone. You select duotone, and here it is here. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to select any color of your choice. But now you want the color to look like this one, right? What you want to do now is to hit on this symbol showing on it right here. You hit on it, and then here are colors. So you're going to, first things first, you're going to remove this highlight. You're going to make sure it is set as no color. You can just click on the white here, and that's okay. So now you're going to come here and you're going to change the color from here to, so you already have the color, and you're going to click on it like this, and it's going to bring out the color you have in your background. So you can see how I changed the color. So all you need to do now is to just come over to this place now and hit on apply. So by the time you've applied this, you are done with the main design. So what you want to do next now is to now type out what you need to type out to make your book cover ready. You come over to this place and you click on text, and you're going to select this here, add a heading. So what you want to do is, in the design I did, I made real estate very, very bold so people can know that this book talks about, this book has to do with real estate. So I'm going to just drag it up here and then change, I'm going to change the font. So real space enter estate. So there it is. I'm going to change the font later, but let's just do every other thing. So I'm going to now add a subheading now, the second one, and I'm going to change it to the, I'm going to change it to the. So now that we have these two like this, I'm going to make sure that this line is perfect. They are far apart. If you notice this real estate, you see that the space between the real and the estate is kind of apart. It's too apart from each other. So how can I make it close? So what I need to do now is just to head over to this point here. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to come to line spacing, and I'm going to reduce it. So it's going to come. Can you see how it's coming closer? So that is how to do it. So I'm going to just so I think this is okay. So what I want to do now is we're going to look for a font that I can use that will make sense. So I'm going to click on the real estate right now, and I'm going to come over to this point. This is where I can see my font. So I use this archival black. I'm going to use it again. So this is what I used at first. So this is how it looks like. So what I want to do now is I'm going to now expand it like so. And what I want to do next now is to make sure, I don't think this is close enough. So let me just bring it closer. So I'll just reduce the line spacing again, and I think it's okay like this. So let me now drag it to the middle. So I'll drag it to the middle like this, and my D is already here. So let me change the font for the D. So I used which font? I used Exa semi-bold. So I'm going to reuse this font, and there you have it. So now that I have this, the reason why I didn't add the revolution, what I'm working on is the real estate revolution, is because since my D is the same font as the revolution, why not just make sure I work on the D lettering before I now copy it and then edit it to revolution before I put it where it's supposed to be. So now I'm going to increase this one a little. So I'm going to go a little like this, and I think I'm good. So I'm going to adjust it till it gets to the middle, and that's it. So I'm going to now copy this. So how can I do this? I'll just click on it. It's going to bring out this. I'm going to click on this. So it's copied. I'm going to drag it down to this point till it gets to the middle. And what I'm going to do now is to just edit it. So I'm going to write revolution. So there you have it. So you can see everything is proportional. Okay. Real estate. So everything is okay. So now it's what's left now is the name of the author. So I'm going to use the same font. So I'm going to do is just repeat the same process by copying it. So I copy and I drag down to this point. I think this is okay. So okay. So this is okay. So what I want to do now is to change the name to Emmanuel Ojo. So this is my name. So there you have it. One more thing. We are going to change the color here. This is too plain, so let's just change it back to blue. So all you just need to do is hit on this real estate and then come over to this place, select blue, and there you have it. So this is how your book looks like. So that's basically how to design your book cover. So let me just make some adjustments, some little adjustments. Okay. So yes, so now there you have it. This is your book. So that's basically how you can actually design a book cover. I actually use CorelDRAW for my designs, but for the sake of those of you that don't know how to design, that is the reason why I'm using Canva for this series, for this part of the series. So I'm going to show you more advanced designs on CorelDRAW that would blow your mind, that would look so professional, so high end. But in the meantime, stick with this and use this to push your books to the right audience, because this is also very convincing. I don't see anything wrong in this design. So that, guys, that's basically the end of today's video. I'm going to see you in the next video, but in the meantime, bye for now.